Dear Inosuke mains, you know, out of all the mains I've covered so far, y'all are by far the craziest. Hear me out on this. So, first things first, Inosuke as a character, I feel like he's actually on the bottom side of the character list just because, like, he lacks damage, but he has the potential to do a lot of it. And when I say he has the potential, I mean, if you mash triangle long enough, it's bound to work. And that's exactly what so many Inosuke's do. They see that big green button, that big yellow button on the controller, and they're out here, mash, 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 mash. But let's be honest here, if you play an Inosuke player, you know what the answer to their incessant mashing is, and that's parrying. Oh, you don't believe me? Hear me out. So, if an Inosuke is mashing First Fang Pierce, parry that shit. Because by the time he lands on the ground, you actually have a big enough gap to where you should be able to parry. I could be wrong about that. If I'm wrong and you get blown up for trying to parry it, hey man, that's on you for listening to me. What the heck do you want me to do? And then as for First Fang Pierce, that move is just so predictable because they use it to cancel out of First Fang Crazy Cutting so much. I told you, they like to mash that triangle button. Any chance they can do a skill, they're going to do a skill. And that holds especially true for Boar Rush. I don't know what the hell it is about Boar Rush, but what I've noticed is that Inosuke players, out of everybody that I've covered, they use their DP the most. They do a push block, Boar Rush. You push block them, Boar Rush. Bro, I tell you what, and it just works for some reason. It just works. I don't know what it is about Inosuke players, but for some reason, anytime they press Boar Rush, it just fucking works. And you know, something really weird about Inosuke is that he's actually a hidden gem when it comes to assists. Like, I know everyone wants to default immediately to Nezuko, Shinobu, and at times Water Tanjiro. But hear me out when I say, Inosuke has some of the best lockdown in the game. Some of the best! But you know, nobody really uses Inosuke's assist. I don't know why, The Inosuke mains use it and they fucking utilize that shit perfectly. It's disgusting. Inosuke's assist is disgusting, and it's the assist that we should complain more about. So, I want you guys to be vigilant. You see an Inosuke assist, I want you to complain. Actually, don't complain. Let's keep the online clean, yeah? But if there's one thing that I absolutely despise about Inosuke players, right? One thing in particular. Actually, I don't even think I despise about Inosuke players. I think it's just the character himself. Oh my god, his ult is so long and it does no damage. Like, Inosuke players will squeeze that ult in whenever they can, and they'll always be disappointed because that ult will almost never fucking kill because that ult does not do damage. It's so weird. Yeah, but you know, I think that's just me complaining as an Inosuke player. But let me open the floor up to you guys. How do you guys feel about Inosuke as a character? Do you think he's stupid? Do you think that people like to mash? How do you feel? Tell me down below, because fun fact about comments, I do tend to read and reply to all of them unless it's some wild off-the-wall stuff like... And let's go ahead and send this to the Inosuke players. I feel like I might have dialed it back a bit while complaining about the shit they do, but let's be honest, how many Inosuke players do you really know? And hey, if you're new here, why not consider subscribing? I mean, made it all the way to the end of the video, I must be doing something right. I mean, if 1.5 thousand people are returning to my videos, so hey, if at least, like, you know, 700 subscribe, I'll be happy. All that being said, cut!